It turns out that there was some backstage chaos at Joe Gibbs Racing around Kyle Busch's departure. A recent investigation suggests the team may have misled supporters about the reasons for the breakup, and they are now paying the price. But what exactly is going on, and how is it influencing the team's performance right now? We've got all the juicy details right here on NASCAR Zone, so don't miss out. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. November of 2022 was such a crazy month for NASCAR fans. Who would have ever thought that Kyle Busch, after spending about 15 years with Joe Gibbs Racing, would leave them and jump over to Richard Childress Racing? It totally caught everyone off guard. But looking back at the whole saga with Kyle Busch, maybe it was just time for both parties to move on. There are no hard feelings though, even though Joey Gibbs couldn't hold on to Rowdy due to sponsorship troubles. Or at least, that's what we all thought at first. Kyle Busch has been really cool about the whole thing, showing respect for his time with JGR and reminiscing about all those awesome moments they had together. But there's one thing that Joe Gibbs couldn't give him, and that's what made him consider the switch to Richard Childress Racing. Before the New Hampshire race, Kyle spilled the beans to the media. The main reason he left JGR was because they couldn't find a sponsor for him. Can you believe that? After 15 years and being a two-time champion, he was left searching for sponsorship support. The whole thing took a major turn when his longtime partner, M&M, decided to bail on NASCAR altogether. Now that was a shocker. Their partnership was something special, and it even earned Kyle the nickname, the Candyman. This season, he's been on fire with 3 wins already. It's got to make Joe Gibbs Racing kick themselves for not locking him down with a contract extension. During a press conference before the New Hampshire race, a media correspondent asked Kyle about the differences between his long tenure at Joe Gibbs Racing and his current stint with Richard Childress Racing.
Bob Hocker's Fox Sports. I know last year you said when you're going through this stuff that you try to put things kind of behind you during a race weekend and blinders and everything, but now that you don't have to worry about future, when you look back to this year or look this year versus last year, is it much different as far as just how you feel at the racetrack?
Yeah, I would say having job security is always a great thing, right? So anytime you're not sure what's going on, you're always thinking about that, as well as thinking about working on how to make yourself be better and your car go faster and everything like that. So, only having one of those things to think about or work on gives you double the amount of time to be able to focus on that. So, it's nice to just, be a little bit more chill, right?
It's like a weight has been lifted off his shoulders, and he can just be more chill about it all. When M&M's decided to pull out as sponsors for one of the best teams in the sport, everyone was wondering how the team would handle finding a new sponsor for Kyle. Surprisingly, Joe Gibbs Racing seemed okay with letting their star driver switch over to Chevy. It was a bold move, considering Kyle's incredible talent and success with them over the years. So Kyle made the switch and joined Richard Childress Racing, a team with an impressive history that once housed the legendary Dale Earnhardt. The team sponsors of RCR were really crucial in making the negotiations work. They showed genuine interest in working with one of the most skilled drivers in the Cup, and it seemed like a promising move for everyone involved. But here's the confusing part. Why were sponsors eager to work with Kyle at his new team, while finding a sponsor for him was a problem at his previous team, JGR? It was a real mystery, and I guess we might never know all the details. Anyway, the move has definitely paid off for Kyle. He's been on fire with wins at Gateway, Talladega, and California, solidifying his spot in the playoffs. And not just that, he's got 7 top 5 finishes to add to his impressive record. Toyota must be looking forward to seeing even more success from Busch in the future. As for Joe Gibbs Racing, they had to fill the void left by Kyle's departure. And they did it with Mr. Gibbs' own grandson, Ty Gibbs. It's a lot of pressure to step into Kyle Busch's shoes, but Ty has shown some real promise and potential, giving fans hope for the future. But is there anyone set to depart from Joe Gibbs Racing, just like Kyle Busch? Joe Gibbs is not taking any chances with Denny Hamlin's NASCAR career. After seeing what happened with Kyle Busch, leaving and finding success with Richard Childress Racing. Gibbs doesn't want history to repeat itself with his other longtime driver, Denny Hamlin, who's also a part owner of 2311 Racing. Might have other options, but Gibbs wants him to stay put in his number 11 Toyota. After Denny's big victory at Pocono, Gibbs addressed the media about the contract situation and his future with Joe Gibbs Racing.
Yeah, Denny's here for the next 10 years. You know, that's what I'm announcing. No, really, we're working on everything at our place, but we know Denny's going to be here.
Denny Hamlin has had an incredible career, but a championship has eluded him so far. Still, he's undoubtedly one of the greatest drivers of his generation, and some even argue he's the best driver in NASCAR history without a title. Maybe 2023 will be the year he finally reaches that milestone. But you know what? Despite his success, Denny has had his fair share of critics, and after his Pocono victory, some fans weren't too happy. But Denny didn't seem too bothered by the boos and jeers. When people compared the move he made in the race to what he did to Ross Chastain last year, Hamlin fired back and said he did nothing wrong.
I'm not here to defend anything. I put both of those guys, the 48 and the 5, in an arrow situation. Didn't touch either one. How can you wreck someone you don't touch? They make a decision to either let off the gas and race side by side or hit the gas and hit the wall. I mean, I put them to those decisions. I didn't overshoot the corner. I was behind them. I tried to get position on them. Knew it was going to be tight off of 2, but always made sure I left a lane or more than a lane.
As for the booing and harsh words from the fans, Hamlin wasn't fazed at all. In fact, he embraced it and soaked it all in.
I mean, I'm just too old to care. I mean, had I got another 20 years ahead of me, then I get it, you know, but fandom doesn't give me trophies. Fandom doesn't do the job for me. So I just, you know, in my career just had some pivotal moments getting into guys when, you know, they were super popular and I just kind of wasn't. So, you know, I'm okay with it because the fans were passionate about what they saw, and I think if you were a Denny Hamlin fan, you probably and there was that many, then maybe you'd probably hear the same thing. But it's just, I don't know. I never really resonated with fans for whatever reason. I got here on hard work and the old-fashioned way, but you know, I'm just not that likable, which is okay. I mean, I think you know, I'm just not one of those good old boys, right? So it's just myself. I am. I try to treat people really well and do the right things, and you know, let the fans cheer for whoever they want. But as long as they're making some sort of noise, it's okay.
Talking about the next race in NASCAR, the Cup Series action continues with the highly anticipated 2023 Cookout 400 at Richmond Raceway on Sunday, with the green flag set to drop at 3 p.m. ET. Richmond Raceway has a long history in NASCAR, first appearing on the schedule back in 1953. Over the years, it has hosted a total of 133 races in the Cup Series, making it a storied and iconic track in the sport. Richmond Raceway is known for its unique 3/4-mile, D-shaped oval configuration, with lightly banked wide, sweeping corners. This track design places a significant emphasis on tire strategy and handling, making it a challenging and exciting race for drivers and fans alike. As for the odds, Martin Truex Jr. is the favorite with odds of 9-2 in the 2023 Cookout 400, closely followed by his Joe Gibbs Racing teammates Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin at 13-2. Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick are also at 13-2 odds in the 2023 NASCAR at Richmond lineup. Interestingly, there's a bit of an underdog story brewing with Chase Elliott. Despite being a 14-1 long shot in the latest odds, Elliott is high on the list of contenders for this race. Although he hasn't secured a win so far in the season, he has been consistently in contention, finishing 13th or better in 12 out of the 14 starts he's made. With 5 top 5 finishes, his form at Richmond has also been promising, making him an attractive pick for those looking for a big payout. On the other hand, there's a surprising prediction that Kevin Harvick, a 4-time winner at Richmond and one of the favorites at 13-2, might struggle to crack the top 5 this time. While he had a victory at the track last summer, his recent performances haven't been as dominant. He's winless so far in 2023 and has finished outside the top 10 in more than half of his starts this season. These factors make him a bit of a riskier bet for the upcoming race. With all the excitement and unpredictability in NASCAR, it's always fascinating to see how the races unfold and which drivers manage to emerge as the top contenders. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.